So, this was a fan fiction idea that you got that people over on my Patreon voted for. It was actually kind of close between this one and another. This one won by like one vote. As always, if you guys would like to be part of the Patreon request, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to do so, as well as check out episode reviews. I just posted my review of Agatha All Along on that tier, so if you want to check that out, just hit the link in the description below and be free to do so. So, let's get started with the video. So as you can see from the title, this is called Halloween, The Lost Years. So Halloween, The Lost Years is basically what it sounds like. These are what happened to Michael in a lost time frame. Now, if you're wondering which time frame we're talking about, we're going to be talking about the time frame between Halloween Kills and Ends. This is the Blumhouse. We're doing this in the Blumhouse trilogy. So there's a 4-year gap where no one knows where Michael went. So this story is going to more or less like talk about where Michael was for those 4 years. So let's get started. So this starts off immediately after Kills. Like like Michael had just killed Karen. He's now basically just kind of staring out the window, and that's when like some of the cops are like, "Hey, I kind of see something. There's something there, and that doesn't look right." So what happens is that a couple cops go up there because they think they see Michael, and they got their guns drawn. They're trying to figure out what's going on, and they're going through the house, just kind of looking around. And that's when like Michael, of course, just stealth kills them. One of which, like, Michael snatches the guy's billy club and just shoves it down his throat, making him choke. The other guy, he attempts to get a shot off or try to make a sound, but Michael gets him in the throat with his knife. And then promptly leaves. He just walks out and just leaves Haddonfield entirely. Now, of course, obviously, Michael is pretty much hurting from. He's still wounded from the beating he took, but he's still, he's still going. He's still moving forward no matter what. So, Michael, by the end of it, Michael has left He leaves Haddonfield entirely. Like he's just gone from Haddonfield once daybreak, and it's November 1st. So now Michael continues to just walk down the path, just walk out into the wilderness, looking for food, kind of getting his strength back. He's just trying to rebuild himself. So after killing and eating grabbing a squirrel and just eating it eating it whole, he just snatches it out of a tree branch and just proceeds to eat it. Michael then goes on and heads out into the world. So from there, we fast forward to another year, but this isn't in Haddonfield. Michael has made his way all the way. Michael has just been kind of walking along, not really doing anything major. Michael has now reached a small town in Wisconsin, and it's Halloween there. And at this point, the whole thing that happened the second night he came home was big news. That, of course, was huge, but it's the world, the whole fucking world moves on from that. It's just another crime podcast. In fact, this particular story follows a crime podcast, a new group of podcasters who are now talking about the night Michael Myers's kills from the previous year. This, of course, since that was 2018, this is now 2019. So they're just talking about Michael's 2018 killings and how they actually killed another group of podcasters. And in a moment of pure vapidness, they go, "Rest in peace, guys. We actually were inspired by you." Of course, they're talking about the show. They hear they're just in their house, just kind of talking about shit, and they hear they're just it's a nice Halloween podcast, and I know everyone's going to be talking about the 2018 Michael Myers killings, but hey, you just chill out with us and hope you enjoy it. But they hear a crash in the living room, and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And they're like thinking, oh, it's some damn kid or something. So the podcasters go, they're checking out. They see the window broken out, but no one has, like, it doesn't look like anyone's entered. And they're like, well, we better call the cops, because that's still vandalism. So one of them goes to call the cops after leaving their phone in the recording booth, but he doesn't come back. So his co-star is just like, hey man, I thought you were calling the cops, and he finds the guy just with his throat slit and his trachea just pulled out through his neck like a fucking tube, and that's when Michael comes up behind him and just starts stabbing the shit out of him. And keep in mind, they were still recording. That's the other thing, is that they were recording, so he's screaming, help me, help, he's killing me, Michael Myers is killing me, and people are like, this is some fake bullshit, that's dumb, and just change the channel, and that's it. So from there, Michael proceeds to just kill the podcasters and heads off into the night once more. The following year is we are now in 2020, and of course there is the pandemic going on, and we're now in a small town in a little further. Like we're now in Iowa, and it's a farmer community. They're trying to have like a nice, delight. They're just trying to have like a nice a nice little Halloween, something small, masks everywhere, and of course Michael's just kind of walking along, and people are like, here's the thing, like at this point, like after the 2018 killings, it's kind of seen as poor taste, but people are like, remember, at this mankind's kind of garbage, so some people are like, that's in bad taste, and other people are like, yeah. So Michael proceeds to sets his sight on this woman and this young girl and her sister, who are just trick-or-treating, and proceeds to terrorize them. He actually, the following morning, they find the girl just split open, and the young girl's corpse stuffed inside like a fucking jack-o'-lantern. Following that, next year, 2021, we are now in the year 2021, and what has happened is that Michael is now something is his body is now he's aging, the injuries he's taken, he's been malnourished, all of that, it's starting to take its toll, and he's just starting to make his way back. But along the way, he does encounter he's now headed back to Haddonfield. Some kind of force is driving him back to go back to Haddonfield, and in doing so, he starts as he's traveling, he actually encounters a group of squad of FBI agents who have been who've been a task force that have been hunting Michael all these years, and it's one FBI agent, this young go-getting FBI agent, who has been following these unique crimes all these years, and has now cornered Michael. So now this task force, fully armed, corners Michael in this old abandoned house that's said to be haunted in this little town out in Michigan, a little haunted town, a little haunted house. So Michael proceeds to just fucking pick off these killers, these FBI agents one by one, but he still gets shot, he gets wounded, until eventually he does get to the agent herself and just smashes her head through a window and just plunges her throat down on the glass there, and just pulls her head across the glass shard, slitting her throat until her head completely comes off. He's just just throws it away. So by that point, Michael's now completely wounded. He's now just limping all the way, but he's this force inside of him is driving him back to Haddonfield, and eventually he does crawl in that little storm drain and just kind of wait there. So there you go. So anyway, there you go, guys. That is Halloween: The Lost Years. I want to thank everyone for sending me, for voting on this one. This was a lot of fun to do. And it also, like, if this was an actual movie, this would actually give a lot more credence to, like, why Michael's so, like, beaten down in the last film. Because now he's taking even more punishment and hasn't exactly been taking care of himself health-wise. And again, he's pretty old, he's pretty elderly in his own right. But no magic bullshit. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, of implanting his evil onto what's-his-fucking-face. Anyway, you guys already know I don't like Halloween Ends. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this story? Comment, did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.